Hi, welcome to VC Circle. I have with me today Zishaan Hayath, co-founder and CEO, Toppr. Hi Zishaan, welcome to VC Circle. So how did you start Toppr?
So we started Toppr in 2013. Hemant and I were really excited about using technology to solve a large problem, and education was a very, very large problem where we could create some meaningful impact, also create value for the company. So it's been an exciting journey so far. 500,000 users use Toppr to learn math, science uh, between 5th and 12th grades, and it's going great.
So what problem are you trying to solve?
So I think so we're building a comprehensive learning platform which is supplementary to your classroom. So you spend a few hours in the classroom, but a bunch of your studies is also at home, self-study, which is completely unstructured. So this learning platform is helping you organize that self-study time and primarily helping you with three things, which is practicing, clearing your doubts, and testing, and also some bits of learning more and revising. So the three primary problems are practice, doubts, and tests.
So it's a school curriculum basically, or?
It's school curriculum, it's supplementary to your school curriculum. Different grades have different needs. So eighth standard is more exploratory, just understanding the breadth of science. 12th standard is more competitive and preparing for a particular exam and getting better at that.
So what are the product offerings of Toppr?
So it's grade-wise. So the product offerings are grade-wise. You select what grade, what class you are in, what board you're studying, which state you are in. And then based on these parameters, there's a different custom codes available to you. So 8th standard Maharashtra board will be different from 10th standard CBSE, will be different from JEE for 12th grader, will be different from medical entrance exam for a 11th grader.
So how has been the response so far?
Oh, students love it. We get a lot of emails and we get a lot of feedback where students love the product. We have a high App Store rating, 4.3. They love the product, and we're seeing very high engagement rates and retention rates.
So what are the untapped areas in education?
I think we need to expand more and make it much more custom. So we need to be able to address, let's say, KSET exam, which is specific to Karnataka state, or we need to address MSET exam, which is specific to Andhra Pradesh state. We need to go deeper into each class, being able to address every specific need. We need to classify out of syllabus versus syllabus. Then we need to expand to different grades. We need to do 5th, 6th, 7th more deeply. So I think there's a lot of space available to do better products, more custom to you, and also personalize it to you.
So now Toppr came first. Now there are many competitors coming up. So how do you see the competition?
I think competition is great. Competition always one keeps you on your toes, so you keep building better stuff for your customers, and also it validates that there's a strong need in the customer's mind for a product like this.
So what do you think about the Indian startup ecosystem? You being an angel investor, you have invested in many startups. So what do you think about the Indian startups ecosystem, and what do you think 2016 will be?
So two questions there. So I think Indian startup ecosystem is just getting started. We'll build lots of companies, and we will have, like for example, 6 years ago we had $0 billion companies. Today we have at least 7, 8 privately held $1 billion companies, and we're just getting started. We'll make tens of companies that will be very, very large companies creating very meaningful value for their customers. So I think we're just getting started. To your second question, how will 2016 pan out? I think 2016 will not be like 2015. I don't think you will see the exuberance of funding that you saw in 2015. So I think founders, all entrepreneurs should be more judicious with the money they have and how they spend it. 2016 is going to be slightly tight on that front, but you still have a great opportunity to build because there are lots of customers in India waiting for great products.
So you are an entrepreneur and an investor. So how do you manage the both the roles?
I am just an entrepreneur. I do some investing sometimes, but I'm, 99% of my time I'm just, thinking about Toppr, how to build it, how to make it larger, how to take it further.
So what advice do you have for the young entrepreneurs who want to build a massive product, who want to build a unicorn?
So first, pick a large market. Second, pick a severe pain point. Third, build a beautiful solution for that pain point, and stay focused on your customer. Once you stay focused on your customer, the rest is all periphery. So how to run the company, how to spend, how to keep it close to profitability. It comes on the periphery, but just that discipline also, just maintain that discipline.
A lot of entrepreneurs are running after funding before building the MVP. So what do you think about that?
Funding is a wrong validation of whatever you do. I mean, just great funding doesn't mean that you've achieved something. Funding should be looked at. So I think rather than funding, you should look at extension of runway. How much runway do you have? Can you extend it further? If you can extend the runway using profits, great. If not, can you extend the runway using funding? So I think you should look at how long can my company survive? And funding is a means to survive the company. But once you survive, what do you do? I mean, you still have to solve the customer problem, right? So you have to identify the customer, you have to identify his problem, you have to think of a solution, build it and offer it to him, and make sure that the customer likes it.
So what are the sectors you think are the hot sectors you want to invest in them?
So I don't, there's no hot sector. It's all very seasonal, right? I think broadly, what I feel is companies that build incomes on supply side tend to do well, right? So Ola Cabs, Airbnb, these are companies that built large amounts of income for supply side. For cab drivers, they created great income. For homeowners, they created great income. So these tend to be, they tend to do well, they tend to be sticky, they tend to grow. So I'm excited about companies that can create incomes on the supply side.
Do you think the later stage funding is dried up, like Series B, C? Because a lot of
it'll come in cycles, it'll come in cycles. So there will be quarters when there is no funding, but then there'll be quarters where there's tons of funding. So if you've seen a few quarters where there has been lots of funding, then you should also be prepared to see a few quarters where there's very little funding.
Coming back to Toppr, like what expansion plans do you have for Toppr?
So right now we are just focused on 5th standard to 12th standard Indian middle school and high school. So right now we are operating for 8 to 12. We want to expand to 5th to 7. And once that happens, we just want to go deeper into the market. Right now, 500,000 students use Toppr. By end of next year, we should get to 5 million students using Toppr.
Do you think technology is so deep that Toppr can become a household product?
It has to become a household product. We certainly believe that Toppr can be a de facto learning companion for every school-going kid.
Thanks, Zishaan. Thanks for talking. Glad to have you. Thank you.
Pleasure. Thanks.